future trends, deep insights, industry leaders. This is the iGaming Next podcast with your host, Pierre Lindh.
This podcast is brought to you by Pragmatic Solutions, the leading iGaming PAM platform with a modular approach, including many benefits like a fast, secure, and scalable API-based platform, integrated with all major third-party products and services. Make sure you head over to Pragmatic Solutions and join our smart thinking.
Passion and expertise, agility and innovation, reliable long-term partner, high-quality, safe solutions, award-winning customer service. SOFTSWISS provides confidence, expertise, and innovation for our clients' online gambling business.
This podcast is brought to you by the Bombay Experience, defining the future of luxury gaming experiences from digital through to physical, seamlessly, flawlessly, exclusively. Visit Bombay.io.
Alcohol, you worked in tobacco, in the coffee industry as well. What would you say are the fundamental differences between brand strategy in iGaming and the other industries that you've worked in?
If marketing strategy is about creating marketing or brand strategy, is about just making some steps, and it doesn't matter in which industry you work in. Everywhere you should just make several steps. First, you should analyze the market, you should analyze competitors when you're creating brand strategy. Then you should dive deep into the situation within the company. You should analyze every KPI to look deeper how your internal KPI depend on external situation. Then, of course, you, based on this analysis, you can determine your zones for growth or zones for development. It's very important when you did analysis to do this step. And again, it doesn't depend on the industry. You just do this step by step. When you understand your development zones, you set goals. Where you want to be, for example, in 5 years, yes. Where you want to be in 3 years, how you will get it in, for example, during the next year. Yeah. So you just set goals when you see the development zones. Then you create marketing plan, set KPIs, and of course you calculate the budget. And you see, it doesn't depend on the industry. In each industry, you should make these steps. But what you will put inside the marketing strategy, for example, marketing plan. Which KPI will you have in your strategy? Because when you work in B2B industry, you will have absolutely different KPI rather than when you work, for example, in FMCG industry. In FMCG industry, it's very easy to measure, for example, brand awareness. You just do brand health tracking, you understand brand awareness, you understand other indicators of brand funnel. In B2B, it is not that easy to do. Of course, you can make a lot of research, and for example, in SOFTSWISS, it is also what we started to do now. We do a lot of different research. We talk to our customers very much. We even just started to do this so-called brand health tracking with our customers, and we have very strong partner. I guess you know this research agency Kantar. They are from the US agency, but we are working with Ukrainian branch of this agency. So, as I said, you can make brand health tracking in FMCG, but it's very difficult to make brand health tracking in B2B. So, to evaluate your brand awareness, you just use different indicators. For example, branded keywords, clicks, can help you to understand if your brand awareness is growing or declining in different markets, or some other indicators. So indicators will be different KPIs, and activities could be different, because B2B tend to be, so-called very strict, maybe a bit formal industry.
Yeah.
So you cannot be that creative and bright. But on the other hand, the first brand, B2B brand, which start to speak with their with their customers in more creative and emotional manner, I guess it's like a way to win.
Yeah.
Customers.
Yeah, it's interesting. So on the B2C side, obviously you are communicating with millions of customers, whereas SOFTSWISS B2B company within the iGaming industry, really and truly, you are communicating with a very limited demographic.
Right, yeah.
How does that impact in how you build the brand strategy? Because really and truly, you want to get to these like very specific individuals.
Very good point. I really forgot to tell about that. Of course, you're absolutely right. When you are working in the FMCG industry, you're working with a lot of people because a lot of people are your consumers. In B2B, situation is absolutely different. But it's about communication channels. It's all about communication channels. For example, in FMCG, you can use TV ad as a communication channel because, for example, 70% of your target audience watch TV at least once a week. Of course, it's a very old situation, but still, I don't think it's something like this is happening right now. But still, for example, you will choose TV, but it's absolutely useless to communicate B2B brand through TV channel,
right.
Because probably 0.1% of your target audience will watch TV at least once a week. So that's why we are choosing just different channels. It's about marketing plan. It's just about one part of marketing strategy creation because steps are absolutely similar in different industries, but what you put inside, it's a bit different. KPIs are different and the marketing plan is different because communication channel can be different. Approach to make your communication message visible can be different, but the rest absolutely the same.
Interesting. I want to go back again to your previous experience in working in specifically tobacco, but also alcohol. I'm just very curious to know with the restrictions, the marketing restrictions on tobacco in like many markets. I think you focused on the Belarusian markets.
Yeah.
How did you get around kind of marketing restrictions in such a stigmatized industry? And how were you able to still reach message to your target audience?
Why I like such industries with restrictions. First of all, I like them because you're absolutely
it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge, and these industries and restrictions in these industries, they stimulate you to be more creative. They stimulate you to search for new channels to communicate with your customers and consumers, to send your message to your customers and consumers. This is the first point. And the second point, when you are limited in your communication, of course, you understand that probably it will be difficult to raise, for example, your sales. So you need to work on the processes inside your company to grow the efficiency of your business. But coming back to this creativity, as an example of Belarusian market, when everything was banned, forbidden in tobacco industry, tobacco companies such as GTI, Japan Tobacco International, British American Tobacco, they started to use such instrument as marketing research, and they use marketing research as a way to communicate with their consumers, to explain to their consumers, for example, their new product, but not in the way of, look, this is very nice, out-of-home board, look at our new pack. No, not in this way, of course, because it was absolutely banned, but in the way of marketing research, when you ask, first of all, first question was, do you smoke? And if you smoke, then the other questions were just to show new product which company launched on the market. So of course, it's a bit tricky. Tricky way of working with legislation, but still it is allowed. and company need to communicate with their consumers at least in some way. So they used such way of communication. In my mind, it's very creative way of communication. Yes. Now I'm not talking about, a legal, side or ethical side of this approach, but still, as a creative way, I can say yes, it's a creative way to communicate with consumers.
Yeah. Very interesting. And if we move over to alcohol, then specifically, alcohol seems to be still a stigmatized industry, but more kind of ethically more accepted in society, so to say. And you were obviously, I believe that's a senior brand manager for Heineken. So how was your approach to marketing those products in that market?
One more thing that should be said about such kind of industries, it is that one of the purpose of such kind of, companies who work in these industries is to grow not ethical, but to make people to consume responsible the products.
Yes.
So such companies as Heineken, they invest huge amounts of money to teach people to consume alcohol responsibly. And for most of alcohol companies, it is like that. Yes, they use very creative way to communicate. They create very interesting non-standard campaigns, but doing that, they still working on growing responsibility in consumption. So this is very important part, and this especially very good visible in beer alcohol companies. I cannot say that about tobacco, but still tobacco companies, they invest a lot in health industry, but they kill and try to save.
Exactly.
Yes. But such companies as Heineken, they just invest a lot of money in growing the responsibility in people who consume alcohol. So they teach not to consume, for example, a lot of alcohol, not to consume alcohol when you are driving and other stuff. And they create a lot of campaigns just to explain to consumers this.
I think it's interesting because these two industries have a long history of fighting with regulators, of course, and whereas the iGaming industry, we are quite new industry, and I think we are kind of learning as we go through this period now in Sweden. I know you live in Gothenburg, right? And you will know that in Sweden there was a couple of years ago this huge marketing drive, and many of the operators were coming out with very aggressive marketing messages that were kind of targeting the high risk players, so to say, and this eventually backfired on the industry, where the Swedish population turned against the industry to some extent. And I suppose if you were to analyze the iGaming industry from a B2C perspective, I know you're on the B2B side, but I would assume that Heineken is investing money in drink responsibly ads, so that the consumption turns into something positive for society, say. Whereas the iGaming industry should be thinking a lot more about also making sure that the players play responsibly and so on and so forth, so that the industry in itself doesn't become as stigmatized as it sometimes is.
Absolutely agree. And I guess that's the reason why so many companies now put this mark, play responsibly. It's like drink responsibly. Of course, it's very important because it helps to make the industry more socially acceptable than, for example, if you just make aggressive ads. These ads can reach sensitive target audience, such as people under 18, for example. Right.
Insane. So just to switch topic, Valentina, we're in Malta right now, of course. It's Sigma Week, and the whole industry is gathering here in Malta. And I have noticed, living here, that in the last couple of weeks, seemingly SOFTSWISS is everywhere.
Very nice.
Yes.
It means that we reached our goals.
Yes, exactly. You have a good subject here who can give you good opinions. But What's the idea behind the massive marketing drive that you have done now in Malta in the last couple of weeks here? And can you talk more about the campaign itself? It's with the chili pepper and kind of becoming and blazing hot here. And can you talk more about the campaign you created?
Thank you for this question. And I'm very glad that you noticed our ads. As I said, it means that we reached our goals, at least with you.
Yes. I'm not the only one, I can tell you.
Yeah, look. SOFTSWISS have been at the market for more than 10 years. But when we measured our brand awareness at Malta, and Malta is a very important market, it's like a gaming hub, we can say it like that. Right. Malta is a gaming hub. We noticed that SOFTSWISS brand awareness is not very high at Malta. And of course, it's an issue that we need to solve as a company which wants to grow, which will grow, and which have very ambitious goals. For example, in future we have really very ambitious goals, and to change the situation in quite short period of time, because we see that competition in the market is growing, and more B2B companies start to advertise themselves. We need to do something bright, something that people will definitely notice. So we decided to go, to go out of the iGaming box,
Yes.
to go out of the B2B iGaming box and create something very special, something very non-standard. And we were inspired by FMCG marketing campaigns. So first of all, we decided to create, this bright image. It was chili pepper, hot chili pepper, and we wanted to show to the industry that, look, SOFTSWISS is coming to Malta. SOFTSWISS is a strong player. SOFTSWISS will raise the competition level. SOFTSWISS will blaze in. Right. So it was as a main message of our communication. A message is that we are coming to Malta. We are raising the level of competition. We are making market better and better, because when the competition is becoming higher, the one who win in this game is our customers. You know that.
That's right.
Yeah. So we were talking about that in our campaign. So it's like main message of our campaign. The image of chili pepper is just attractive, bright image, eye-catching bright image, which attract you to ads. And the second part of the third is different parts of our communication. The third is people. We decided to show people who works in SOFTSWISS, people in B2B. I mean, in B2B industry, it's very important, because B2B, it's about personal relationship with managers, with top-level managers, because you always handshake with the final person, not with the product at the shelf in the store, but you handshake with the people. Yes. So that's why we decided to use images of photos of our C-level managers, because C-level managers, they're the one who take part in different kind of negotiations, who are visible, who are our speaking heads. So we decided to show them, to show to our target audience, look, they are alive, they are people, they are just absolutely ordinary people, so you can see them here, for example.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So it was like 3 components of our ads: main message, image, and people. We wanted to show people in our company. So, but as I said, it's just the first stage, because now we are working on brand awareness, and after that campaign we will continue it, because when you build brand, you start with brand awareness, then you do your steps to make your target audience to desire you, to desire to make a purchase, and then you create loyalty. So we are now at Malta at the first step. We are working on our brand awareness. Then we will make further steps.
Yeah, and I think this is a very typical B2B marketing mindset, is to market the people in the company, right? Like, that's not necessarily something that you would consider as a B2C, for example.
Yeah,
right? Because it's so much about relationships between individuals that are making business together.
It's about B2B, and of course we decided to show our employees, I mean C-level managers, not in standard way. Again, it attracts attention. It's also, as I said, very important at this stage of our campaign.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't work in the office in the best tube with chili peppers. But who knows?
Or
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
So another question as well is, it's quite unorthodox as well to go the mass market route as a B2B marketing campaign. So here in Malta, you are branding the buses, for example. You have billboards. Just downstairs here from the office, there is an LED screen that is currently SOFTSWISS. But I suppose because Malta is such a limited market and demographic,
right? Yes.
you couldn't do that in any other market, I think.
No, never. But, we also considered this. We asked this questions to ourselves.
Yeah.
When we were planning this campaign, but you're absolutely right. Thank you for the mentioning that. It's Malta. Malta is a gaming hub. We analyze audience here. We analyze who live in this. Really, we did this analysis. How many people from iGaming are living at Malta? So we did all this analysis before we took final decision that we will go this to this mass communication as we did. So this is the only. The analytical part that we made showed us that we can do this.
Right. When you look at the SOFTSWISS brand from a helicopter view, and you see like the bigger picture, not just the campaign that you do in Malta here, what do you want people to think about when they see the brand? Like how are you building the brand perception?
SOFTSWISS is every brand, every product which is coming to market and becomes visible to people, to target audience. At this moment, this product is becoming a brand. Yes. So before we started to work on SOFTSWISS positioning, there were some perception of SOFTSWISS as a brand in mind of our customers, for example. And as I said, 2 years ago, we did our first marketing strategy, and within this first marketing strategy, there were positioning of the brand. We also created this positioning, but we did it based again on customer research, based on understanding how our customers see us and what we want to change in this perspective. And we understand that our customers see us as expert company, as a company with expertise, as innovative company, as a company which creates innovation at the market. And the most important thing is our service level. Everyone noticed that we have very high service level in comparison with other companies in the industry. So we decided to put these three things into our positioning, and now we are working on communication, or on communicating these three things to our customers. First is our expertise, then it's our innovative approach and innovation that we create, and the level of service. Of course, I guess you can ask me about the product. Yes, why don't we speak about functional benefits of our product? But we think that our product, without good product, you cannot create good brands, because product is like a base, good product, high quality product, because there are a lot of proposition on the market. So if you don't have good product, you will definitely lose the market. Even the brightest marketing in the world will not save your bad product. So good product is the thing that you should have. And SOFTSWISS, of course, has this high-level tech product. So to sell our high-level tech product is just like sell, I don't know, cup without branding, because people want to buy a good cup.
It sells itself.
It sells absolutely. People want to buy a good tech product, and that's why we are focusing on really emotional benefits for our clients. This added value.
Interesting. I noticed something here as well, Valentina, is that I did a podcast with your CEO and founder, Ivan Montek, a couple of months ago, and Ivan is a pioneer in the crypto world.
You're right.
He found the crypto in like 2011 or something, and he has walked that journey, and he took SOFTSWISS on that journey as well. SOFTSWISS was the earliest kind of crypto adopter in the iGaming world on the platform side, and is there also an element like, do you want to carry that legacy in the brand as well? Because it's a really interesting history to the brand too. Is that something that is important to you as well when you look at brand strategy?
You know, when we say about our innovation approach and that we are innovative company, you know, in each brand positioning you have functional benefits, emotional benefits, and you have such thing as reason to believe.
Yes.
Why our customers can believe us that we are innovative company, and you should prove to your customers that you are really innovative.
Exactly.
And of course, the things that we did in crypto is the best provement that we are really innovative company. So we still continue to communicate that. We still continue to do emphasis on our pioneer in crypto, but it's a part of our communication that we are innovative company. It's like a part of this communication, but still we are doing that. Of course, we cannot lose this reason to believe. It's a part of our history. It's a part of our even current story. Yeah. We are still very strong in crypto solution. We have this product in our portfolio, and we understand that this is one of the most strong product in our portfolio. So yeah, we continue to communicate that. Yeah. But for example, I say I named this in marketing way. I said that it's about our innovations.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So because I suppose you don't want to put crypto as the like big USP to confuse perhaps the market. So there's a balance there.
Absolutely right, because SOFTSWISS, first of all, not a company which works only with crypto. SOFTSWISS is a tech company which creates a bright products and solution for iGaming industry, and I believe not only for iGaming industry. So we should make more emphasis on this, that we are tech company, first of all. Tech company which creates, very good solutions for iGaming industry, but not only crypto. Crypto is a part of our activity.
Yeah, but it's not everything.
Yeah, yes. Crypto solution is just a part of our product portfolio, but we have very wide product portfolio. We can propose any product you need.
Yes.
Yeah, to have a successful business in iGaming. And crypto is not the only our innovation. One more innovation that we launched, for example, 1 year ago is jackpot aggregation system. It's very, unique product which can help businesses to grow. It's also about our innovation. But as I said, we don't communicate only product. We communicate innovation approach as our benefit.
Yes.
As the benefit of working with SOFTSWISS.
Fantastic. So Valentina, I want to ask you as well, just taking a step back. You're obviously an expert marketer. This is your profession and what you live for. If I ask you, like, what's like a marketing campaign that you've been inspired by? Do you have anything that stands out to you in the history? It can be any industry from any campaign. Is there anything you think of?
Thank you. I was thinking about that many times. I mean, not because of our discussion, but because it's really interesting that me as a person who work in marketing, I'm getting inspired quite often, but by different campaigns, bright campaigns, not standard campaigns. But there is definitely one campaign which, for me, I guess it's like the best one in the world. Yeah. For me, probably you even don't know about this, but now I will tell you. Yeah, why I'm so inspired by this campaign, because it's about long-term strategic planning. Very long-term strategic planning. It's Nestlé brand. I guess that you know Nescafé brand, yeah. Yes. And I guess that you know that. I guess everyone knows that Nescafé is the market leader in coffee worldwide.
Right.
Yeah, and for Nestlé, Nescafé is one of the biggest brand in their portfolio, the most profitable brand in the portfolio of Nestlé company. And in 60s, last century, Nestlé came to Japan market. And I guess that you know which problems they faced when they came to Japan market with Nescafé brand. Tea, of course.
I got a bit nervous there.
Yeah, people didn't drink coffee at that market.
Right.
And but market as it is, it was quite interesting for company. But the problem with Nescafé, all marketing campaigns or all ads campaigns, they didn't help. So people continued to drink tea just because it was their typical pattern of consumer behavior.
Right.
And they didn't understand coffee taste, they didn't like it. And Nestle, I guess they did the brightest thing. And for me, it's best way of strategic thinking and strategic planning. Do you know what they did? Do you know this case?
I have not studied it, but I'm very curious to know how to change, because it's obviously they are facing a massive challenge in a market that is like so away from that brand.
Yeah.
But yes,
I just will say at first that at this moment, Japan is one of the most innovative coffee market for Nestle.
Okay.
Nestle launched all coffee innovation, and test them at the Japan market. So they changed the situation. How they did it?
Yes.
They started with a production chocolate with coffee taste for children. You understand what they did?
Okay.
They
started generation.
Generation. And do you understand how many years they needed to
Yeah.
change patterns of consumption?
Yeah, like 15 years, 10, 15
but they
years.
did it finally.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think
Wow,
it's a
that's
great,
amazing.
great decision,
Wow.
great strategic approach. And really, for me, it's like you understand that if you have strategy, you can change the world. Because if Nescafe could change consumption pattern in Japan, tea country, 100% tea country, it means that you can do everything if you have strong strategy and strong vision of what you want to get.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. 'Cause that's thinking outside of the box. Usually companies think in terms of quarters or maybe a year. But here we're talking a
Many
marketing
years.
strategy that is over a generation.
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting, actually. I have an example as well of just an interesting problem that an organization has faced that has a great product, but a difficult. It doesn't matter how good product you have if the product is a network driven. So Tinder, when Tinder launched like 10 or 12 years ago. You have a problem, right? Because you can have a fantastic product in Tinder, but if no one is using it, then you will go on Tinder and you will not use it again. There has to be people there. It's kind of like the chicken and the egg question. Like, how do you get users to go on Tinder and there is like already a demographic that is using Tinder? It's a very difficult problem. And not only do you need people to be on Tinder, but you need people that are close to you to be on Tinder as well. They need to be in the same city. Not like, on the other side of the country or something like that. And also, they didn't have the capital to roll out like this like huge marketing campaign over the whole country or something like this.
What did they do?
So what did I do? So they figured out, I think, like a genius idea, basically. So they would go to college campuses. But they not to brand Tinder. They would find like the coolest person at the college, and they would tell that person that you organize a party, invite all the coolest people that you know, and we will pay for everything. The only thing that we ask you to do is at the door when people enter the party, everyone has to show that they have installed this app. Okay, so what would happen is they would throw a party, people would come to the party. And then the next day they wake up and they are like, oh, I have this the app where I can maybe connect with the people that I met yesterday. And there were maybe someone they saw that they liked and they didn't speak to them. So they would go on the app. And they would create this little network. And then they would do a party again. And then at another college and so on and so forth. And all of a sudden, the network effect took over. They reached critical mass. And then from there, the product grew to become what it is today.
Great, really great.
Genius.
Agree, absolutely agree. And the first brand who did it, because when you told about this university campus and other stuff, the first brand indeed who did it, it was Burn. Burn or Red Bull, really don't remember exactly. Energetic drinks. Burn or Red Bull, don't remember exactly.
Yes.
They did absolutely the same, just to stimulate people to drink Burn, to let people to know about Burn. But I guess it was Red Bull, not Burn.
Yes.
And Tinder, I guess they exploit the idea, but in a bit different way. So you see, connection between ideas.
Yes.
First, who did something similar was FMCG brand. Then it was Tinder as an app, and it worked.
Yeah,
It is like SoftSWISS, which now is this blazing in.
Exactly. we all have innovative approaches to the campaign.
Yes. But indeed, it's very interesting. I didn't know about that case. Thank you.
Really interesting. I love that when people come with these like really interesting ideas of how to enter the market a bit from the side,
especially when you don't have budget.
When you don't have budget as well, or when you're facing these restrictions like we do in our industry. Interesting to hear. A last question for you today, Valentina, as well. Is there, SoftSWISS, you're building a great brand, of course. If you look at the iGaming industry in its entirety, is there any other brand that you are impressed by in this industry?
Very good question. Very good. Honestly, I don't want to name our competitors, but I want to tell you that I really respect companies who can see their long-term strategy, who can work on their brand, who can work on their brand positioning. When you see on what company is doing right now, you understand that it's not just tactical actions, it's not just something to show off. It's a part of strategy. So when I see that companies in our industry start to work like that, I respect that. And I tell to employees in my team, I say to them, look at this company. Please look what they are doing.
Yes.
Look, they are very good in what they are doing. Not only we are working on marketing strategy, but they also do this. So please be aware.
Yes.
Strong competitors are growing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like a main factor to respect company, to be inspired by the company. When I see that, it's long-term approach. It's really about strategic thinking, but it's not about just show off when you just waste a lot of money just to show something. It's a part of long-term.
It's such an important mindset and culture to have in a company that you can look at other companies and brands and say what they are doing well in order to improve and to understand what they are doing well. Because oftentimes some organizations, they carry a big ego or they are insecure. And all they say is how bad everyone else is. They are like beating their own chest, like we are so much better. No. And that's a recipe for being taken over at some point because they are not going to stay ahead. So those discussions are so important.
I always tell it to my colleagues, to employees in my team, please look at your competitors. Please don't say that they do something wrong.
Exactly.
Please be inspired by them. Because if you see that you have strong competitors, if you can accept that, you can become better than they are. If you say that, oh, my competitors are bad, they do just shitty things, sorry for that word,
That's okay.
You will never become better than they are because you think that they are bad. This is not productive, this is counterproductive. So you should be inspired by your competitors. You should know them better than they know themselves. And then you can be a leader. In this situation, you can become a leader. And one more point that you noticed as well, it's about analytical work. A lot of analytical work should be done within the company, especially when we're speaking about marketing. Marketing is not only creative part. It's not only about creativity. So, marketing is not just creating chili campaign, this campaign that we can see at Malta right now. Marketing about analyzing of the result of this campaign, about changing something. And when you are working with marketing strategy, you should be, you should always track KPI. You should always track the situation outside the company and within the company, because we are living in the world of constant changes, and you should be very flexible in everything you do. So marketing strategy is very important, but the same importance is to be flexible in implementation of your marketing strategy. But to be flexible, you should understand what is going around, and for that you need to analyze everything. So marketing is first of all about analytical work.
Yes. Be inspired by your competitors. This is a great way to end the podcast today. Valentina, thank you so much for giving your time today. It's been fantastic. Thank you.
For me too. Thank you.
Thank you.